13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment and the 15th Amendment has passed. The 13th Amendment says that there shall be no slaves in the United States. The 14th Amendment says that parents from Mexico and where you were born in America, you will be American. And the 15th Amendment says that whatever your race is, that you can still vote.
This is very tiring and aggravating. All we ever do is clean and wash dishes and cook. We never do anything fun. And now that my husband got out to war, I have to pick the pigs from the farm. I have to go out and hunt myself. We have to fish. We have to do all of these things while we've already been busy before we had to do any of the extra.
And I don't even have a brother, so that just makes it harder because they normally help with the hunting and the fishing. I just hope that my little sister will have the rights that she deserves when she gets older. She just deserves the best. And I, for one, hate not having rights. It's just stressful around here because me and Mama have to fish and clean and pick food out of the garden, take care of the animals. It's just stressful. That's why I hope this little one doesn't grow up.
Let women vote! Let women vote! Let women vote! Let women vote!
It's not
gonna work!
16th Amendment, because man and suffrage or man's government is civil, religious, and social, disorganized. And the male element is a destruction force, stern, selfish, loving war, violence, conquest, breeding in the material and moral world like disorder, disease, and death. See that a record of blood and cruelty. The pages of histories reveal through what slavery, slaughter, and sacrifice, through what inquires and promotes pains and persecution, back codes and gloomy creed. The soul of humanity has struggled for the centuries, while mercy has veiled her face, and all hearts have been dead alike to love and hope.
Friends and citizens, I stand here before you tonight for an illegal crime of having voted at the last presidential election without having a lawful right to vote. It shall be my work this evening to prove to you that in thus voting, I not only committed no crime, but instead simply exercised my citizens' rights. Gratitude to me and all United States citizens of the national Constitution before the power of any state to Denny. I am Susan B. Anthony, and I approve this message.
If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down, all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. And now that is asking to do it, the men better let them. Obliged to you for hearing me, and now old Sojourner Truth ain't got nothing more to say. Signing off to you. Wait, I said that wrong, didn't I?
Clothes for sale, come on, get your clothes, get your clothes. Only 3 points, come on, get your clothes for sale.
Oh, hello.
Hello, would you like to buy a shirt or a skirt?
Well, I don't have that much money. Well, this one looks pretty nice.
The 3 points?
limited amount of money that we can sell stuff for, but I can't sell my stuff.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, actually, I was going to go to a store, so
It's dead.
That's a bad shot. We're gonna have to amputate your arm.
we interviewed two people and asked them why is women's rights so important to them.
When I think about women's rights, I can't really even imagine not being able to vote. You know, I realize that it's only been in the last 100 years that women were allowed to even vote, that we got the right to vote. But I can't imagine not being able to go out on the street without a man with me,
Or without long sleeves
or without long sleeves or long skirts.
and boots and
Well, and even in some cultures with my hair covered or everything except my eyes covered. And so I really cannot even fathom what that would feel like. I think that, you know, the whole idea of not being able to work to support your family. In some cultures, women are not allowed to drive. It's illegal for women to drive a car. And I think that we are so accustomed to working and doing and being at this point in history that to imagine that we wouldn't be able to is just, it seems so far-fetched. And yet there are people all over this planet that are in that same position right now.
yeah. Are you a very traditional family? Is your husband feel like the women should do the work at home, cook, clean, wash, everything?
No. We actually, it's sort of all hands on deck at our house. There are 5 of us in our home, and 3 of us are adults, and 2 are 13. And Sunday afternoon, I looked around and surveyed everything and said, oh no, I can't start my week like this. And so it was everybody cleaning at the same time. The washer was going, it didn't matter who got the laundry out. My husband was in charge of supper Sunday night. And so that kind of thing didn't really happen at my house. I just don't have time for it. When you've got 3 people with 3 different schedules all working, and 2 kids' schedules to keep up with, it can't be divided and all put on one person. It has to be, everybody has to have a split.
Yeah.
You can't just take all that stuff and dump it on one person, regardless of who they are.
Why is women's rights so important to you?
They're important to me because a lot of women withstood a lot of trauma during the Civil War, mainly because they were left at home to take care of a lot of things when their husbands went to war. Like some of the Confederate and Union soldier wives were left to man the house and the plantations for the slaves, and a lot of them were afraid that they would take over because no one was there to actually keep them safe from the slaves. They were afraid that they would get attacked. And then they were angry about that. And then they started to protest against their husbands and the government and things like that. And then jobs were created by women. They started becoming nurses because during the war they were responsible for taking care of the soldiers and nursing them back to health. So with that being said, they created a job for nursing and other things. They started applying for jobs with the government and things like that. So because they made their stand then, I'm able to, as a woman, work and take care of my family. And if I wasn't married, then I wouldn't have to worry about not having a way to take care of everything I need to take care of.